Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Sunday morning, a meditation where we will spend 30 minutes with SIP, that supreme immortal power. 30 minutes in Ananda. Are you ready? Are you in a comfortable position? For you need to get ready to close your eyes and start. Today, we contemplate on a very simple word, humility. Humility. Be as humble as a blade of grass. Being humble. And where did I learn this from? From my Guru, Dada. Dada used to also advocate the importance of this simple statement, I am nothing. I am nothing. We forget this profound truth. How the ego gets hurt when I am not chosen and somebody else is given a prize. What happens? The pride in us kills us. Today, as we close our eyes and remain still for 30 minutes, we contemplate on the simple word, humility. What am I? Have you ever meditated on this? We have meditated many times on who am I? But have you ever meditated on what am I? Oh Lord, what am I? I am not even a speck of 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 this universe. And I am proud. I am proud of myself. The truth is I am nothing. The truth is I am nothing, absolutely nothing. I am a dot. I am a dot in my city. The city is a dot in the state is a dot in part of my country, which is a dot of the whole country, which is a dot of the continent, which is a dot of the world, which is a dot of this universe, which is a dot of the Milky Way. Whatever. Look at the whole universe. Look at the stars. Look at the expanse and think, what am I? But the ego thinks the whole world revolves around me. I. And there are some classes that teach us the most important person in the world, I. The most important person in the world, I. This is needed for success. This is needed for motivation. But ultimately, what is our destination? Was it Alexander the Great? Was it Alexander the Great who was leaving India and he met a person? He wanted to meet the person and he called for him. He refused to come. He said, if Alexander wants to meet me, let him come here. And Alexander met him. They got into an argument. Not the person, it was Alexander. He said, don't talk too much, I will cut your neck and in a matter of seconds I will finish you. And what did the man say? The man looked at him and said, you are just a slave of my slave. The man looked at Alexander and said, you are just a slave of my slave. Alexander said, how dare you say that? Explain before I kill you. Man was laughing. He asked Alexander, are you not a slave of anger? Alexander paused and realized that he was a slave of anger. Immediately realizing that with humility, he bowed down and said, yes, master. And the man said, anger is my slave. You are a slave of anger and anger is my slave, so are you not a slave of my slave? Anger is my slave and you are a slave of anger. So you become a slave of my slave. And so it goes on to say that when Alexander died, he said, leave both my hands, empty hands, out of the coffin. To tell the world that even Alexander the Great could not take even a penny. He was bitten by a malaria mosquito. These are stories. These are ordinary stories, but we learn by them. Don't immediately get into that mode. Let me Google and prove air is wrong. I may be saying something completely off. But what are we learning? What am I? We are nothing. We are nothing. One of the first lessons I learned from my guru, humility. Humility. And when you are awakened, humility becomes a natural emotion. Those who are not awakened, pride becomes a natural emotion. Where are you on the journey? Do you live with humility or do you live with pride? Both are opposite poles. The more and more and more humble we are, the more and more and more awakened we are. The realization that we are all nothing but a manifestation. A gold ring once thought, is there anything more precious than me? The gold ring was a precious, glittering, beautiful gold ring. Till one day it realized, I am nothing. It realized, I am not a ring, I am just gold. My dear friends, when will we learn the art of being humble? What are we? You and me are nothing. If the Supreme does not pour His grace upon me, I would not be able to utter another word, not a sentence, even one word. Every word I deliver to you, it is the grace of SIP, that supreme immortal power. But imagine I think I am great. If I think I am great, I am in deep trouble. I am in deep trouble because that sows the seeds of disaster. This lack of humility, which appears sometimes to be self-respect, self-esteem, self-pride. And we have been taught that, oh, you must have self-respect. Of course, you must respect that your body is a temple of God. That you must. But thinking that there's nobody better in the room, thinking that I am indispensable, once somebody used to work with me, and that person believed that, without me, how can you work? Without me, you cannot manage, right? I do everything for you. Years ago. And then another colleague did a good exercise. There was a small bucket of water. Put the fist in the bucket of water and moved and shook the entire water in the bucket. And then removed the hand. And what happened? The water settled down. The water in the bucket was normal, teaching us all a lesson, a profound lesson in the room, that it is foolish for us to think that we are the best in the room. Our ego is in bloom. Humility teaches us we are nothing. We are nothing. We are nothing. My dear friends, from humility comes acceptance, comes surrender. And as long as we are caught in the trap of humility, of pride, as long as we are caught in the trap where there is no humility, there is pride, we are digging our own graves. Today is an era of competition, an era of comparison, and everybody is trying to compare. How am I compared to you? What does the awakened person know? Me and you, there is no difference. Advaita. Advaita, non-duality. You, me, the butterfly, the bee, the tree, the mountain and the sea, the sand on any land. Everything is nothing but divine energy. We are all manifestations of one power. And why the pride? Why the ego? I often see it happening when the who's who are with me when I travel. Somebody asking the airport clerk, the check-in counter. The girl says, "Sir, sorry sir, the flight is closed. You're late. I can't check you in." And the man says, "Hey, open the flight to put my bag in. You don't know who am I?" She says, "Sir, you may be anybody, sir. I am new. I don't know who you are, sir. You better check your supervisor. I can close your airline. You know who I am? I can close your airline." Sometimes people in high positions, people who are very powerful, people who are very rich, famous, successful, they start to believe that the world revolves around them. They don't realize the simple truth that they are nothing. They are nothing. Nothing. N-O-T-H, nothing. I love that story. I often quote it. The big fight between an elephant and a horse. The fight is between a small elephant, 6 inches, and a big horse, 12 inches, both made of mud. The horse tells the elephant, "Hey elephant, see you are so chutta. Kutti, kutti, you are small." The elephant says, "Hey my horse, come on the Maidan. Come outside and see how I crush you." And the horse says, "Don't talk too much. Look at your size. Look at my size. You are like a dwarf." The argument goes on. The mythological story says the potter who made both realized these two are too much into a fighting mode, and listening to their egoistic conversation, the potter takes the 6-inch elephant, the 12-inch horse, puts them both in the water. In a matter of moments, they become mud. My dear friends, what will happen of us? Whoever we are, you and me, what will ultimately happen to us? Ultimately, we will all return to dust. Ultimately, we will merge with the divine, the supreme. Ultimately, we are nothing. When we realize I am nothing, we become everything. Humility. Humility. Don't you see pride around you? People who are burning with pride, can't you see them burn? You can see people who think, I. What am I? What am I? Oh Lord, I am nothing. Oh Lord, I am just a speck, a tiny speck of thy vast, omnipresent power. You are the supreme immortal power. I am just a spark of unique life. SOUL. I am just a tiny soul. I can see 8 billion souls. I am one tiny soul. Oh Lord, bless me to remember that I am nothing. I am nothing. A little bit, we get a good car, a good house, a good business or income, and we start thinking, oh, I am great. It's okay. When we awaken, our true greatness comes up front. What am I? I am a zero. A zero, zero. And because we don't have humility, we keep adding zeros. We want to add 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 to our wealth. Drop the 1 before the zeros. What is the value of 0 after 1? See, for 1 Then you put 0, 10, 0, 100, 0, 1000, 0, 10,000, 0, 1 lakh, 0, 10 lakhs, 0, 1 crore, 0, 10 crores, 0, 100 crores. Keep on putting, right? But drop the 1, remove the 1. What is left is just 0. Is 0 more than 0, 0? Both are 0. Is 0 more than 0, 0, 0, 0, 0? Even if you have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, you're still 0. That 1 matters. That 1 is the supreme. That 1 is the power of life. The 1 is the Atma, the soul, the spirit, the prana, the chi. When will we realize I am nothing? I am just a divine instrument. I do nothing. You do everything. It's so sad that we are caught in this trap. We are caught in this trap. We fail as long as we are in the jail of Maya, of illusions, thinking I am great in this material world. When we realize we are the supreme sip, that doesn't come with pride, it comes with humility. Humility. Being humble. Today, let us spend the day with humility. Therefore, when you meet somebody, it's good to say Namaste. Namaste means I bow down to you, because you see sip in all. It's a beautiful way to be humble. Namaskar. Not just a namaskar for formality, a sincere namaste, sincere namaskar, sincere bowing down, whoever you meet. Every morning we meet at 7. Every morning we close our eyes for 30 minutes. What for? For us to reach that state of nothingness. For us to reverse, go back, go in, go within, go into the depth of our soul, to realize we are that. Hari Om Tat Sat. And today, spend the day with this awareness. I am nothing. Prabhu, O Lord, you are everything. O Lord, you are everything. Rub the palms of your hands, put them on your eyes, and keep them there. And contemplate on the thought that if it was not for sip, I would never be able to open my eyes again. It is the grace of Prabhu that I am able to open my eyes after this meditation. Let us live with humility, for it is this humility that will make us reach our destination. When we become nothing, we become everything. Have a beautiful Sunday. I bow down to you. Namaskar.